Hey kids, it is great to be here with you today for Sunday Story Time. Today we're going to hear another story from the Spark Story Bible. Today's story comes from the Apostle Paul. Now, the Apostle Paul had an important job. His job was to tell everybody he knew, to travel places, and tell everybody the story of Jesus. Now, when he couldn't travel somewhere, he would write letters to his friends to tell them more about Jesus. And so today we hear a story from one of his letters to the people who lived in the city of Corinth. And in it, he tells about what it looks like to be a church, to be the body of Christ, to be a place like our Savior's. One of the things that I think being a church is like, it's like being on a team. It's like being on a softball team or a baseball team. Now, if you're on the team, like the Minnesota Twins, can you imagine if you went to play a baseball game and you had all pitchers or all catchers? You couldn't play a game that way, could you? You need pitchers and catchers, infielders and outfielders. You need everybody to make the team and to play a game. That's how it is at church. The church needs each and every person, young and old, to be part of the church and to share their gifts and talents to be the best it can be. So here's our story. Many members, one body. Apostles like Paul stayed very busy telling many people about Jesus and his love for them. Sometimes Paul traveled to share the good news in person. Sometimes he sent letters to teach his friends more about what it meant to be Christian. Together, they were part of a new family of people who believed in Jesus. Paul wrote this message to Christians who lived in the city of Corinth. He wanted to help them understand how special the church was, including everyone in it. The church is like a human body. One body has many different parts, but it's still one body. We are many different kinds of people, but we're still one body of believers. If a foot said, "Because I'm not a hand, I'm not a part of this body," well, that would be silly. It would still be a part of the body. And if the whole body was an eye, how could it hear or smell? That's silly too. God made our bodies to have lots of parts, and each part has something special to do. God made all of our parts to work together. The body of believers is the same. God has given each of you special things to do. Some of you travel to share the good news about Jesus, and some of you teach right where you live. Some of you heal the sick or become church leaders. Is everyone a teacher? Is everyone a leader? No, that would be silly too. God made us to be different and to do different things to show our love for Jesus. Just like the different parts of the one body, we all have different talents and we all work together. God has made each of us, God has made each of you very special. Well, that's our story for today. I'm going to include some activities you can do with this video, some things you can do to help you remember how important each of you is in the body of Christ. And I want you to remember this. Each of you kids, each of you adults, old people, young people, we're all important parts of our Savior's. And we need you to share the different gifts God has given you with the whole church. Well, I hope you have a great day, and I can't wait until we get to meet together again in person at church. But in the meantime, let's keep learning about Jesus and let's keep being the church together. Talk to you later.